only with Supersonics.
Everything, and we question nothing. Now I'm wearing on my neck a card on which it is written honorable. And all of you call me honorable. And it is very surprising that nobody raises a question about that word honorable. Where an employee is more honorable than the employer, then there is no work done. I'm very serious about this word because it is a deception and it is deceiving. I am not honorable because I am employed by people. I am a public trustee, but not an honorable person. And unless we question this word, the use of this word in our country, we'll continue to have people who will be sitting on our necks, who are supposedly our servants, but will be sitting on our necks as kings and queens. So please, I am not honorable. I declared this the first time I ever spoke in the National Assembly in 1997. I said, I don't want to be called honorable because it is not true. In the constituency where I was elected, nobody calls me honorable. Because I told them from day one, if you continue to call me honorable, I'll give up your job. And so nobody calls me honorable there. My name is Sidia Jata. And if you want to add something else, you said uncle, fine. But even the word mister, I rejected it when I was teaching. I told my kids, call me teacher. I'm not mister. So for me, we have to begin to question all these words in a language that we inherited, a language we don't understand. Now I come to why we are here today. Knowledge is comparable to a garden. If a garden is not properly cultivated, it can never be properly harvested. Knowledge, likewise, if it is not properly cultivated, it can never be properly harvested. Here we are here today to witness the cultivation and harvesting of knowledge. When Saffiatou came to our office one afternoon 2 weeks ago, I was so amazed that I was speechless. I just kept on looking at her as if I had never seen her before in my life, because of the passion that she was speaking to me about everything. Yes, there are many people who write. In the education system where I acquired my higher education in France, they say there are two types of writers. There are writers who write for the grave, and there are others who write for consumption. Writers who write for grave are books that are written, but they are never read and they are never bought. And there's a reason for that. It is not every book that is written that is read. And it's not every book that is written that is good. A writer has to be in tune with nature and society. A writer has to understand nature and society to be able to write. And you don't just write because you want to write. You have to be inspired, you have to be motivated. But like if you are motivated, if I'm motivated, I can write a book one day. If I tell you that I wrote my master's thesis on a plane on the flight from here to France, you would not believe it. But billah, wallahi, I wrote my master's thesis on a plane. Because when I was here, I collected data and I was inspired. And I knew what I was writing about. So on the plane, I took my pen and I said, well, why can't you just do what you were going to do, what I was going to do in France? When I reached France, I only had to tidy it up. But the master's thesis was written on a plane. This is not a joke. If a writer is inspired, he or she can write a book one single night. And Saffiatou is one of those writers. Nobody has ever made me speechless, but that girl, that lady, made me speechless that day. Until our administrative secretary was telling me, Uncle, what is wrong with you? You are just like that as if you are a peg. You are doing nothing, you are speaking nothing, you are just looking at this. I said, yes, because I'm inspired by what she was saying. She knew what she was saying, and she said it properly. She said I inspired her, but in fact, she inspired me. She gave me hope that, in fact, there are people in this country who are going to speak for generations to come. Who are going to fight for generations to come. We want people like her to come to the fore and take the pen to create and recreate. Writing is a creation, but it's also a recreation. You recreate yourself when you write. I don't mean books that are meant for the grave, but I mean books that are meant for consumption. When you read, when you write them, you are recreating yourself. Let me explain myself. Recreating yourself is leaving behind after you have gone something that still speaks, something that still serves humanity in your absence. You have recreated yourself and you have left yourself in the world. Some say stamping the world with your own mark. So here we are here today to witness that. And I pray that Allah keeps Saffiatou alive and bless her with the mind and intelligence to continue to do what she has begun to do. This is the beginning of a long journey she has undertaken. And I'm sure there are many young ladies, young women like her, because the girls that I have had this now, it is very, very, very inspiring. And I'm happy that we are on the right path. But let us also bear in mind that we must always think of something which is fundamental to us as human beings. And that is, yes, we write in English, but English is not our language. We are doing that to the detriment of our own languages. Imagine if all these books are written in Wolof, in Mandinka, how enriching that is going to be to our culture. You see, we are depriving our cultures the richness that they deserve by speaking, by writing them. I am one of those people in the world today, in this country, and I've been doing it since 1975. And I will continue to do that. I've told one journalist that if any journalist wants to interview me now, bear one thing in mind: I'll speak in Gambian languages because I want the Gambian people to hear me. When I speak English, only a fragment of the Gambian people hear me. Can you imagine? I represented my people for 20 years, and for 20 years I spoke in a language which is alien to them. it makes me cry. Not because I wanted it, but because the so-called law made it obligatory for me to speak in a language which is alien to my people. It does not serve their interest. It does not serve my interest. It does not serve anybody's interest. We need an order liberation. And Saffiatou and her colleagues, bear in mind that you must carry that struggle forward. The struggle for linguistic liberation. We must. That very rich language, Wolof. When Saffiatou Joof translated Einstein's theory of relativity into Wolof, some scientific terms in French, he would find 4 different types of French Wolof word for it. And some spurious intellectuals in this country tells me, no, you cannot do mathematics in this, you cannot do chemistry. This is spurious. It's a falsification of knowledge. There is nothing that you cannot write. If you deny me, go and read Saffiatou's books. And I have a book in Wolof, a thesis, a doctoral thesis by Mbassin Jai, a Gambian who studied with me in France. If you want to deny me, I'll give you that book to read. You know that our languages are fantastic. It is beautiful to write poetry in Wolof. It is beautiful to write poetry in Fula. It is beautiful to write poetry in any language in this country. So please, we must bear in mind that we have to go to that level. This is one of the reasons why one of the best writers in this continent, Ngugi wa Thiong'o, most of you know him. Years ago, he has decided not to write again in English. He writes either in Swahili or in Gikuyu. You all know him. A writer that anybody in the world, every corner of the world, they know him. So, thank you very much for the honor and privilege you have given me to be invited to this very fantastic occasion and to make me a guest speaker. I wish you all very well. And then I want you to know that we have a responsibility that we must shoulder. We must shoulder that responsibility. Everything that we are doing here, we are doing it behind the people. 80% of the people don't even know. Can you imagine if you were to do everything here in Wolof, how many people would have been here? We would have had some people, philosophers in Wolof, literary people in Wolof, I'm telling you that, with excellent ideas, but we are denying them, we are throwing them away. And by doing that, we are even negating the developmental progress of our own country and culture, for that matter. Every language is rooted in culture. That is why the person who understands the language, the culture in which a language is rooted, is the person who writes well, who speaks well that particular language. There is no doubt about that. The more you understand a culture, the better you speak that language, the better you write in that language. And that's why here, some writers are very difficult to understand because they understand the culture in which that language. I'll tell you, when the Peter's poems are not easy to read, Kachikali is not easy to read. If you read Wolsoyinka's writings, particularly his poetry, is not easy to understand because he is rooted, he understands that culture perfectly, and he handles it like anything. That's what we should be doing with our own languages. Thank you very much.
Of acknowledging the presence of Honorable Bakar Baji, the Minister for Youth and Sports. One thing about Honorable Baji, anywhere he's been called upon, as far as he's in the country, he doesn't travel. Even if it is ordinary football, he will come. He's so humble and he's very answerable to the youths. I think that deserves a clap. Yes, absolutely. Thank you for coming. And ladies and gentlemen, I have also been reliably informed that we have Ustaz or Imam Kebu Cham in our midst. It's important that the religious leaders also get to know the importance of books. The reason why God sent a lot of prophets, they came, thousands of them, and messengers. Don't mind my hyperbole, I'm an author, I write when I say thousands. Finally, books came because books are so important to transform our lives. Ustaz Imam Kebucham Abarka, thank you for coming. Belim Barala, Abarka Bake. Honorable Mamadou Sabali, yes, the Gambia pen is here. I think I'm pencil. And we also have Aja Maimuna Darling Savage, our mother. She's been inspiring a lot of women here. Let's acknowledge and clap for her. And we have Ambassador Isha Bukasi, who is actually reviewing the book, also a very renowned author in our midst. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite Musa Toure to come forward straight away. Musa, come and see Saffiatou Joof. She wants to speak to you urgently. And may I also acknowledge Mariam Fall and her team. We see you from the University of the Gambia. And we see Bob Keta. Bob Keta, thank you for coming over. I have been informed that you actually canceled your flight for this particular book launch. That is what good citizens do. So let's clap for Bob Keta. I would like to also acknowledge the presence of our Honorable Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly, Honorable CD Nkejai. CD, you're welcome. Let's clap for our Deputy Speaker. Thank you for honoring the invitation by Saffiatou Joof. We are very grateful. Ladies and gentlemen, I see Aisha Seka from the International Open University and author Maria Tupa. Thank you for coming to support Saffiatou Joof. I see poet, award-winning poet Fatoumata Ejao in our midst. Let's clap for her as well. And finally, I see the representative from of course, the Gambia National Library. They are part and parcel of this program. So, of course, Aisha Sow and the team from the library, you're all welcome. Thank you for honoring the invitation. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the next item on the program itinerary is going to be a motivational speech by our mother, Ajar Maimuna Yatali Savage. Please join hands to welcome Ajar Maimuna Yatali Savage to make a statement. Thank you very much.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin. Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man tabi'ahum bi ihsanin ila yaumiddin. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Chairperson of this occasion, members of the high table, venerable religious leaders here present, family members of Sister Saffiatou Joof, members of the press. Alhamdulillah, we praise and thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for making to this gathering a success. We are all gathered here to witness the launching of the book titled Under the Spell of Poetry, written by our very own young Gambian female writer who is none other than Saffiatou Joof. Safiya, I must first of all congratulate you for a job well done. I am of the strong conviction that this book will be the first of a series of many others to come with determination and by the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I wish you the best in your writing career and pray for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's blessings in your current and future undertakings. I end by thanking all those who supported you by encouraging and helping you to make the writing and launching of this book a success. May Allah bless us all. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you very much.
First of all, I would like to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for giving us the opportunity and the honor to be here. Here, I'm saying a heartfelt congratulations to you. I am indeed very much privileged to be one of the guest poets here. And then to the high table, I actually greet you all. My name is Seydou DM Kamara, a poet. And then the piece I am going to perform tonight is titled Stand Up. It insists on participation. So here it goes. Education, then beyond all other device of human origin, is a great equalizer of the condition of man, for his men, if you put it. For generations, we have known knowledge is infinite power, yet somehow we never question the keepers of the key, the guardian of information. Unfortunately, I've seen more dividing and conquering in this order of operation. Heinous miscalculations of reality. For some, the only differences between a classroom and a plantation is time. How many times must we be made feel like quotas, like tokens, in coin phrases, diversity, inclusions? There are days I feel like one, like only, a lovely blossom in a bright patch of broken promises. But hey, I will just be a tone desire for justice, destructive, talkative, with a passion that transcends the confine of my consciousness. Bury your curriculum, bury your stand. I stand here today, a manifestation of love and pain, with vain popping revolution. I am the strange fruit that grew too right for the popular tree. I am a dream arc, a dream deferred, an incarnate, a movement, an amalgam of memories Africa will not care to forget. So my body alone, like the mind, cannot be contained. As educators, rather than raising your voice over the person who are chained, take them off, uncuff us, uncumbered by the lumbering weight of poverty and privilege. Together, we can inspire glasses of greatness for generations to come. So no, the sky is not the limit, it's just the beginning. Thank you.
National Assembly, Honorable Sidi Nkenja is here to represent the President, and also we have the Honorable Minister of Tourism and Culture. Of course, they have been accompanied by one Mr. Suleiman Toure from the Office of the President. I would also like to acknowledge Mohamed Haidara from Amnesty International. Amnesty, you're welcome. And we have Otto Adam Nyang, who is also very shy writer seated over there. Thank you so much. You're all amazing. And I now have the honor, my rights are seized. Actually, a grown-up adult. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, without wasting any of your time, my teachers never taught me how to summarize, but I'm very good at summary. I would now like to invite Honorable Minister of Youth and Sports to make a statement.
The MC of this event. Good evening to the members of the high table, like everyone else calls it. We have the Deputy Speaker, Honorable Sidi Jai, and we have Honorable Modu Sabari, former Minister of Presidential Affairs and Secretary General, and Mr. Esa Bokarsi, or Ambassador, as we call him, Deputy CEO of this very place, the OIC, well, even though we're in the hall. Of course, we have our Honorable Sidi Ajada and Seth Chebucham, and the other brother who's there. Unfortunately, I don't know the name. But I just want to extend greetings to everyone who is here, our brothers on the left side, and our sisters on the right, and Rajaman Savage, of course, and everyone who is around, all the protocols observed. Actually, I was interested in coming here for a few reasons, but the primary reason is to give support, to give commendation, and recognize the efforts and the work of Ms. Saffiatou. And when I first saw about her publishing a book, I think it was one of the media houses, I was thrilled. Not because he is writing, and I'm not sure if this is the first time, but because this is a lady that I have followed for a couple of years. I don't know specifically for how long. And the first day we met, I told her that even though we never interacted, we never communicated on Facebook, and we've never seen in person, but we have followed her writings, we have followed the work that she does on Facebook. And before she started writing her book, and I reminded her that a few years ago, she used to share a lot of information about religion, and that is where some of us began to follow her and see what she's doing. And I say this because I know a lot of times when we are on the social media, we are only talking about politics and talking about social events. There are not many people out there who are using the social media as a means to promote the teachings of Islam, as a means to promote the hadiths. They are there, but not the very common ones like our type. And I think that is the beginning of that affection that some of us have for her in her work. And so when she started publishing the book, it was an interest. And I didn't invite her, I didn't talk to her, but somehow she came to the office and we met. And I told her that I would be personally interested in supporting, but I also get the Ministry of Youth and Sports to support. Because not only is she a young person, not only is she a writer, but she's a young writer. And as far as we are concerned, the ministry, we recognize those who choose to be activists and do their work in activism, and we will support them. We recognize those who have chosen to support men and support women, and we know we have a responsibility to support them. But we also want to look at other young people who are interested in other areas that can serve as education, that can be moral boosters, that can help in educating and building our skills and making us better people. And writing is one of those things that creates a channel or medium or platform that when we utilize it, it helps us to build our brains, it helps us to be better people, because anytime you read something, you will learn a new issue from it. And learning something new helps make the person better, be it on religion, be it on entrepreneurship, or be it on any trade that a person is interested in. And I want to implore on all of us that are here as young people that it is not usual, but it's good that we develop that attitude of reading, because it is all the great men, all the great women out there, if you ask them, you read their biography, you come to know that they have spent a lot of time reading and building up their intellectual capabilities, and that's what's helping. Even leaders, that's what helping to be good leaders. If you're a leader, you can graduate from the best of the universities, or probably you didn't even go to university. But spending time reading makes you better. And that is where I'm going to conclude by encouraging all of us to adopt that attitude of reading and reading diverse information as much as possible. So once again, Saffiatou, congratulations on this very important day of yours, on the launching of your book under the spell of poetry. You can be assured that the ministry will continue to support you. But even if we are no longer at that place, and of course we will one day leave that place, you can be assured of our personal support towards all the projects that you're doing. Thank you very much.
He's a man of proven integrity and decorum. And the Bible says in Matthew chapter 5, verse 8, that blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see the Lord. You are not an exception to that. We want to say thank you for the kind words, and thank you to you and your ministry for supporting youth. If it is football, they will support. Writing, they will support. Anything as far as the youth are concerned, and that is exactly what we want in the country. Without wasting any of your time, ladies and gentlemen, can I say ladies on a gentleman? No, that's not English. Gentlemen on the ladies, I'm still speaking my English. I would like to invite the award-winning poet, Miss Fatmata A. Jallo, to make a presentation of a spoken word poem.
Have ever watched me do poetry before, you will understand that once I am sent to the mic, I go straight to the point. The the punchlines. However, this is important. The first time I came second in a competition and lost the final was in my grade 10 in Nusrat Senior Secondary School, and it was a debate final between Nusrat and SOS. I mean, it took me 48 hours to understand how it felt to lose something. I was in tears. I did not eat because I didn't understand how it meant. So I love to win, but nothing actually suits my heart much more than seeing my fellow young people win. More so, my fellow young women do something incredible. So I am emotionally saying, congratulations, Safiya, for this big achievement, and I want more young women actually take the baton and have something like this. I don't know if this is going to be qualified to be a spoken word poem. However, let's have this conversation here. By the way, I go by Fatmata Jallow from the smiling coast of Jokes, yes, jokes. I don't know, how many of you made use of Netflix here? Okay, what if I told you that you don't have to pay for Netflix? Because you know what? I hail from the smallest piece of land in Africa governed by a serious movie where everybody is an actor and every day is a new episode. I mean, I personally don't pay for Netflix because I've got enough drama on what's on Gambia, TikTok, and Twitter flicks. I hail from a land who claims agriculture to be its backbone but imports all its food. But who do I blame when the culture is having an agricultural minister suited in a colonial gown, sheltered in an AC room? Well, I hail from a sexist society that said blue was for boys and pink is for girls. It's a societal scam. I mean, they gave them toy cars to play and Barbie dolls for us to braid. It was bro's duty to Papa's car and my duty to Mama's plates. Society cooked and dished to us roles. Man-made theories unscientifically proven, crafted to engineer a difference in our existence. I hail from a psychiatric nation where every sector is schizophrenic, an impractical education system designed to produce suits and ties, where the Gambia College is your last option and UPG students can't even pay their fees. And I hail from an inconsistent nation, while the only consistency is the high level of goods and prices, corruption and poverty. I mean, a cancerous economy where we owe the world billions of maybe dollars. And I wouldn't be mad in my grave if our grandchildren bring insults to the core of our remains and were to be blamed. I mean, how do we explain a flooding city, a depleted climate, a politics of Tati Benachin and Sabah? How do we explain a vampire healthcare system that only ate 70 children? I mean, you cannot fly on our podium and comfortably sleep in all sessions. You cannot promise me decent life when you can't even control the market price. I mean, you cannot inspire me to take a fee when your children and family can make a fee. I mean, and don't come at me with, it's not about what you do for your country, but what your country does for you. Cut the jokes. See, what I do for my country is being patriotic, being alive, paying taxes to the few families that are not going to definitely improve mine. And in the next 5, they'll wear their suits, come back to you to get that one single vote. With lies, fake promises, sugar-coated words, just to level up your hopes. And when they secure that throne, I bet you'll see them in the next 5. And even if we resurrect Mandela, Sadauda, Kwame Nkrumah, see, great men are only great, but great institutions are far the greatest. So Rome wasn't built by the Romans, hence the Gambia cannot depend on international donors for its development. See, how do we even invest in reforms that brought little or no returns? Security sector reforms, more crimes. Constitutional reforms, all trash. Institutional reforms, same as all times. No system change. No system change. It's a government worth of chicken change dependent on foreign exchange. And hey, you, yes, young hustler, charity begins with yourself. I mean, it is important to make our voices heard, but our actions need to outweigh our complaints. And hey, you, yes, that girl with the Brazilian hair, cut the bullshit. You know what? Invest into business. Invest into business. And this is not about me, you, the president. This is about all of us as a society that craves high attitudinal change. See that president, that lawyer, see that liar, that thief, see that dramatic human being? We're all architects of society. And unless and until we dig into the roots and change what we mean by serious citizens, we will always fruit seeds that would be so unserious. So it is me, Fatmata Ejala, from the smiling coast of Alakomoja, Yalabana. Until I see you in the next episode.
I would like to recognize, what am I saying? I should drink Malta. Let me drink Malta. Please, let's celebrate this man. He's one of our sponsors. Let's join hands and celebrate him. Why, Tatu Safna, why, Tatu Len, why? Takumore go, I'll put you can, I'll put a yes, the Jonas will bail my ignorance. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further delay, I will now like first we have the passing of Habibatu S. Kamara and second Yande Jai. Each of them will give us 5-minute statements. Then this will be followed by our Honorable Deputy Speaker to give us a statement. And from there we proceed with the rest of the activities. Ladies and gentlemen, happy birthday.
We first would want to salute the gallantry, skills, and determination of the author in compiling her poems into a book, which we are gathered here today to launch. Many go to school and gather certificates and degrees, but few have the talent and determination to author a literary works. Good afternoon, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and all other protocol duly and respectfully observed. On a day like today, where we witness and celebrate the work of a youth, a speech on the importance of youth empowerment to national development is timely. Under the spell of poetry is one of the products of many talents out there among our youths that when tapped can spur national growth. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, statistics have shown that the Gambia has a young population, and according to expert views, the youthful age is filled with exuberance, energy, and determination. Therefore, it is only wise that we reflect on the success this country can derive from the youthful when empowered. As we talk, statistics, the dark side of it has revealed her rate of unemployment among our youth, thus becoming a recipe for drug abuse, increased crime rate, irregular migration, among others. With figures showing that high unemployment rate being the basis for the crimes and the multitude of Gambians embarking on a perilous journey to Europe. The time is now that we think about youth empowerment. The evidence is here with us today, and of many success stories of some of our young people, that when the youths are empowered, they can change the narratives of this country. Out there in the country, in the streets, in the skill workshops, in the gardens, in the classrooms, in the football fields and basketball lawns, are determined young people defying the odds to make this country a better one. I repeat, they defy odds, the odds of lack of recognition, financial and moral support, yet they stand firm. All they ask for, all we want, all we can do to change the narrative is empowerment. Empowering the youthful, in it lies the realization of the development aspiration of this country. In this, we are saying, support the young people to learn essential skills to save the country from importing human resources to fill the skill sector need of the country. Empower our youth entrepreneurs to grow their ideas and expand their businesses to save the country the losses incurred in the import trades. Empower and support our artists to nurture and develop their talents, and let the country benefit from them exporting their talents to the international world. Invest in agriculture, education, fisheries, youth and sports, tourism and art industries to support the development aspiration of the country. I challenge each and every one of you here today to support and empower our youth. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Habibatul S. Kamara, for the very brilliant speech. Very, very nice. Ladies and gentlemen, just to inform you that we are live on air and Gambia Talent TV is facilitating this. Those of you who are watching us online, we want to say thank you for joining the book launch by Saffiatou Joof, and we are happy to have you on board as well. Without any further ado, I would like to now hand over very modestly to Yande Jang to also make a statement. Madam, you have the floor. Yande is walking majestically, spiritually, and gingerly. She walks. Just to come and get the microphone. Those of you at the bar, please come forward. And if you are invited as a VIP or with your envelope, please come over to the high table and hand them.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good afternoon to you all. It is indeed a great honor to be giving a speech in such a beautiful gathering. I am Yande Jan, the Vice President of the Muslim Students Association of the University of the Gambia. First of all, I would like to extend a very big congratulations to Sister Saffiatou Joof for taking up the responsibility to go the extra mile to write a book that has our culture, our norms, our values, and most especially our religion. We are really proud of you. We ask Allah to protect and preserve you for the Ummah and grant you the strength and brain to write many more books. Amen. The topic of my discussion today will be centered on the topic haya. Beginning, I want us to explore this term. There is actually no definite meaning for this in English, but most of us interpret it as modesty or shyness. Most times when we hear this word, we tend to associate it with the woman because that is what our societies and cultures instilled in us at a very young age. And this is completely different from the teachings of Islam. And a very concrete example of this will be our wedding nights, where the pressure and concern is always, if or not the woman maintain her chastity, but there is no or less concern if the man also did. And this contradicts our religion. In Islam, men and women share the same responsibility in upholding modesty and controlling their desires in the society. While many people think that there is excessive emphasis on modesty for women, Allah's command for men to maintain modesty precedes that of women in the Quran. In Surah Nur verse 30, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, "Tell the believing men to lower their glances and guard their private parts. That is purer for them. Allah is aware of everything they do." After this verse was when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala then addressed the woman saying, and enjoin the believing women to cast down their looks and guard their private parts, and not reveal their adornments except which is revealed to itself, and to draw their veils over their bosoms and not reveal their adornments. This is basically telling us that the main reason we are asked as humans to be modest is to maintain a stable society where both genders play parts in making the community a better place for all. And this brings us to this. Modesty limits nobody's ability to excel differently. Basically, be modest and shine in your own way. As we all may agree, modesty is far more than just the way we dress. It includes our actions, our values, most importantly, our character as Muslims. But our main focus here today will be the hijab, veil or cover for the Muslim woman. Over the years, we've seen or at least heard words like oppression and force being associated with the hijab based on reasons that really don't have any basis. Because for us Muslim women, the hijab is a symbol of submission to our Lord and not any man. A protection and shield from the evil of our societies, a crown that shows our true worth and a way of protecting the sacred creation of Allah, because we believe our body is an amana, a trust from our Lord. Muslim women will tell you the benefits of the hijab. There are so many, but I'm going to highlight on just 3. The most amazing benefit to every Muslim, I would say, is that the hijab protects us and brings us closer to our Lord. This deters us from doing evil acts. Our appearance is to please Allah. The veil is viewed as an indication of dignity and purity. The hijab acts as a barrier between modest women and the world's evil. So wearing this hijab makes us feel safe and protected. The last benefit I would like to talk about is it helps us to live a no competition and confident life. This hijab that we are wearing tells us that we are beautiful, that we don't have to dress to impress anybody, that this veil is to protect us from the evil of the opposite gender. We have a lot of sisters that were not wearing the hijab at some point in their lives and now wearing the hijab and niqab. And they can tell you that how everything changed from being stopped by men to be harassed or body shaming to being protected and respected by them. Isn't this enough reason for people to see that the hijab is no way oppressing us? And a very good example for this will be our gathering here today. Today, a Muslim woman named Saffiatou Joof is launching her book. This is the validation of the statement my sisters will always use. We cover our heads and not our brains. Another example will be the sister that won the national pitching competition for this year, Fatima Jao. She's a Niqabi, a sister covering her face, but that never covered her light. She's shown better than the sisters that didn't cover. Our sisters wearing the niqab and hijab have been discriminated, looked down upon and seen as oppressed for far too long. Now it's time for us to stand up for ourselves, to stand against discrimination, to set the stage for the generations to come, to show the world that we are not oppressed. And if they still should see this as a means of oppression, then we don't mind being oppressed for the rest of our lives. Because this veil that we are wearing tells us how beautiful we are and that we are queens. So we deserve a crown on our heads every single day. Therefore, I will conclude by saying, it is time we show the world that we are covering our heads and not brains, and take up the responsibility like Sister Safia did, to impact and transform the world into a better place, where all women will be given equal chances, and to show the younger generations that they can be modest and yet shine. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Miss Yande Jang, for the lecture. By the way, Asumana Esonyasi is here. I also see Bakari Matsoro. You are all going home with your bachelor's degree. It's not just a book launch. It is also a lecture. In fact, in the next world, I want to be a female boy or a male guy. You know, I will also wear a hijab. Never mind, ladies and gentlemen, let me acknowledge the most stylish poet of the year. And of course, recently he won the Momodu Savali Prize for spoken word poetry. Our champion Cham is in the building. Thank you for coming over, my brother. I see you. Ogugu. Ogugu, there. He understands that word, so I will not say it. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, women under men, if that is English, please permit me to now invite our Honorable Deputy Speaker, who is here on behalf of the President of the Republic of the Gambia, to now make a statement. Honorable Sidi Eskenja, you have the floor. Let's make some noise for our Honorable Deputy Speaker.
Ms. Saffiatou Joof, the Honorable Minister for Youth and Sport, Honorable Bakari Baji, the former Minister, Presidential Affairs, Secretary General Head of the Civil Service, Honorable Mamadou Sabali, Ambassador Esther Bokarsi, the Dorian Honorable Sidi Ajata, Mr. Jane, Imam Chebu, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening to all of you. It's an honor on behalf of the President to witness this important occasion, the book launch of Ms. Saffiatou Joof. The President has asked me to extend his congratulations and his delight to Ms. Joof for her dedication to nation duty and for successfully writing this very important book with the main objective of impacting knowledge to all and sundry. And that to impact knowledge is the most noble profession one could ever have on earth. and as a president of all and sundry, is committed to supporting the welfare of all, especially young people, and in this case, this very brilliant and committed young girl. It is important that as a nation and as a people, we continue to show love, support, and encouragement to young people so that they can stand the test of time. Her book, undoubtedly, I'm sure when we hear from the one assigned to review it, and my brother, Sarah himself, will know the book cannot come at a better time. Therefore, I want to congratulate you and I want to assure you that the President is committed, in addition to creating the enabling environment for all of us, to supporting especially young females who are contributing meaningfully to the socio-economic development of this country. We will continue to support you, and I urge Gambians to buy the book. Those who can afford should buy more books and donate to schools, universities, colleges, and as well as senior secondary school. And I want to urge all of us to adopt the culture of reading and search for knowledge. It's only knowledge that can move this country from where we are to another level. And it is only through knowledge that can instill discipline, instill sense of responsibility, instill sense of ownership, and instill sense of patriotism. Without which, we cannot be proud and call ourselves as a nation and as good citizens. And it is only through knowledge that we will contribute positively. When you listen or hear men of wisdom, men of knowledge, when they speak, you know they are speaking from the words of God. And Saffiatou, congratulations, the President has asked me to deliver this on his behalf as his personal contribution to the book launch. Thank you very much. Also pledge to buy 20 books. Thank you.
Another round of applause, please, for the Honorable Deputy Speaker. Thank you very much to the Gambia government. Thank you, His Excellency President Adam Barrow, and the Deputy Speaker and Honorable Minister Bakari Waibaji for supporting Gambian youth. We are very grateful. Ladies and gentlemen, I would now like to kindly invite Umar Champion Cham to present a piece of poem before we proceed with the rest of the activities. Champion, malah jena hash de, anala. Pani kama dia diur do bicara, you know, because saya dari dia yo, I lalu kerja cuci, you know. All right, so Umar Champion, you have the floor.
ñoo fi génnoon ak kontaan mel ni ñu naan si ndoxu Zamzam waaye xeexanteeg rayante jëleenu si boobu kontante du gan ci toroxtande ñu jànge si ay xam-xam ñi dee ñi laagu ñi gaañu ñi yaram yu bari jam-jam métit bi diis ni xol bi fëgg si dënn ñi dënd bi tëgg nan bal la tam-tam wata Allah si fanan fanso fay koma nimma bankana dati alga futambala ay seneya na banko sita nyato yurwase siya nka jele nyoma ka feya ka si ka kacha dulawo dulase dia ka tuje nangolla na Gambia kon suma don sara ko katsa sore no meli rek man duma xaar ke ñew nan ma accessibility kon neneen fexe ñu génne fi lii bu fi amati sori loko bu fi jegati xiif loko bu fi lekkati mar loko bu fi nanati su bëggee takka ñu dagati ñu tàccoti feccati dëggati kafati rayati si dëkka Gambia nekka kon dama jël làkka ye boole ngir jël xol yi firi jola bi topp ne ma ñaap ba caara ma réer ma jokk e kangule mu door mu ne ma imité kati pol bi topp ne ma jonnam pizza mi fala ka lacci So good evening everyone. Good evening. Let me extend my greetings to the honorable members of the high table, members of the side tables, and even those without table. I am so much honored to be here. So somehow, I just hope the honorable deputy speaker will allow me to speak after his speech. It's in order. Thank you so much. I want to first of all congratulate Mr. Saffiatou Joof for this wonderful success in launching this wonderful book. Aside from that, it's a great win for our nation and the people of the Gambia. I want to believe it's a great win for poetry and women. So congratulations. So the piece I'm going to perform, that was just great, yeah. The piece I'm going to perform is called Take It Fee, which translates to Make It Here. And I think Saffiatou has shown us, obviously, that we can make it here. Am I right? Yeah. Yeah, so I'm seeing very wonderful faces. I wish I could mention all of your names. So I will just go ahead and perform this poem, but I want us to perform it together. So when I say the magic line is, what should you say? So when I say the magic line is, I want everyone to say, we can all make it here, right? Are we together? The magic line is? Nah, this will be louder than that. Let's try again. The magic line is? We can all make it here. It's like the women have a lot of voices than the men. The magic line is? We can all make it here. Okay, once again, you've proven that. So here we go. I hope you like it. Tukki ngir tekkee taxoon ma teggi tànki toog teg fa tànki tukki ndeke tànki tukki yu ma tegoon day waral ay jooyi guddi yooni gannaaw tëj ma kasoog ñàkka nelaw futti ndulli paaka ki bali fetel jël suma wér yaram suma xol ak xel toroxtaane tax suma melokaan sax xamatuma lu mel the purchase of the most expensive dignity I never thought I could sell. But from the narrative she could tell that the threats and worries are an increase, it's time to ring the emergency bell. The pains and lost lives are not worth it for success is a well. Grab the rope and the back of lift one fell and give poverty a respectable farewell. For the magic line is right in the heart of our dwellings, for success is everywhere. It is an accumulation of metal, so you be the smith. To reach the highest level of achievement and rise pleasant, the notion of traveling to make it is just a mere myth and misguidance you can no more work with. So hear it, wrap it, and trust it. Be the explorer beyond your boundaries. There is no limit. Don't be fooled by the utopia they create from outside and how they narrate it. For if it does not look like it, it's not it, but looking like it, they don't make it it. So this is an internal disease that only you can treat. For the magic line is. So wake up, grind, take the path towards knowledge for education is the key to success. Within or outside the four corners of the classroom, in the newsroom, in the showroom, in the green room, in the restroom, in the courtroom, and if success turns to be the bride, then you be the bridegroom. For the magic line is, we can all make it here. But remember, not going to school too is not a failure. Not attending university might not make the future impure tax study to us at a higher ratio. So know when to worry without a degree. Don't let your glory turn to a story. Your brain is your formidable property. Make your real estate company and expand your marketability. Italo kana song moye jodi. Orane hakil maya be poso fanila ajama basoti. Kana bada kana fili. donc dar kana kuti har jel kana siti karon te sito dar wala sa nafulo futani for the magic line is they gonna de kabi dafa metti man de duma ko wedi wa de kabi to na tamit amna fu toye no toye ni toye don ay def di munte je musambo sin xel ci liñ ci mëna liggéey sin xarañ ak sin mbégte kon fokk ñu takkan digga tekkee sin dëkka ndax ñu mëna ros sin mbégte. For the magic line is then grab the new key to the new vision. Expand your potential, see the future and beyond. For you are bigger than whatever you are now. You are a whole bundle of success in the kingdom. Towards the light, you are your savior. You are the match, you are the candle. So just sparkle and twinkle. For the magic line is, we can all make it here. Thank you very much.
If you give microphone to somebody, the person has power. Because the magic line is, you see what I was saying? I had the gentleman who ate Benetton for like 2 weeks. Oh, make it here. Bro, yo, just now, this is my, yo, ladies and gentlemen, I acknowledge our brother, the main man in the building, Kex. Kex is here with us, Kex Media. Let's join hands and celebrate him. I will now have the...
It is a great pleasure to be here today to witness the book launch entitled Under the Spell of Poetry by a very special daughter. Congratulations, Safiya. We're ever so proud of her. She's a role model for her peers. Alhamdulillah. Success. Success is a result of commitment, hard work, diligence, honesty, and of course, with the tools at hand. It's not easy, but if you endeavor, you always get to the finishing line. And for her, she's not yet the finishing line. We're sure of that. May Allah continue to guide and help you, Safiya. The message to the youth. To the youth, I say, seek beneficial knowledge. Be focused. And remember as youth, now's the time to think about and take responsibility of what you want to be tomorrow. To the young children, develop good character. Be enthusiastic about learning, and don't be timid to display your talent or creativity. Importantly, allow your parents and guardians to raise you to become productive citizens tomorrow. Finally, kudos to the parents and teachers. Keep up the good work. Behind every success, you find parents and teachers. So kudos to you. Again, Safiya, congratulations. And my congratulations to the Joof family. Indeed, I enjoy every moment of being here. And alhamdulillah, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you very much, Madam Aja Kelly Jai Light, for the very brief statement. Excellent and brilliant. As I look at my brother, I smile passionately because I know Bob canceled his flight. Bob Keita, can you imagine just for this program? It shows the passion, the love he has for young people. Ladies and gentlemen, we are moving straight forward to the reason why we are here, which is the book review. And this will be done by Ambassador Bukasi, who, by the way, is also a very prolific writer. Some of you might not just know. The book review is a very important component of a book launch because of it, we will know what the book is all about so we can buy it. Therefore, please join me. Apologies to it. Let's welcome our Honorable Ambassador, Otto Booker, to do the review. You have the floor, sir.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Ak ci guddi yépp mu baal leen ko yéen ñépp fi teew. I will start with something that is sort of a joke, but it's a joke that scares me sometimes because what I am scared of Saffiatou is that she entered my own house, has supporters within my own family before I knew her. And when I started telling my daughter in Fula, I want to travel, she said, Father, I cannot excuse you for not attending Saffiatou's. I said, now this is kidnapping. But before I go further, I want to say this. I want to read this part. Copyright 2022. Saffiatou Joof, issued in print and electronic formats, ISBN 9789983941838, printed by Iras Printers, all rights reserved. No part of this book may be reproduced, stored in a retrieval system, or transmitted in any form or by any means, electronic, mechanical, photocopying, recording, otherwise, without the permission of the author. What I like about it is that the M said, printed in the Gambia. So I will go back to the young man. We can all make it here. Yes. So I will come back to the poems, but before I go, you see, there is a miracle that Allah has given to us human beings, which we should be very much protective of. Before I go further, I have to greet my dear brothers, my educator and mentor. I'll begin with him. He's a Pan-African. Sorry. I'm sorry. When I talk about those people, I become emotional. I'm sorry. Give me that bottle of water, please. Because the reason is that as a kid, I grew up reading books about Amilcar Cabral, Patrice Lumumba, and others. But as a kid, I heard about the track record of our own Amilcar Cabrals in this country, in the name of Honorable Celia. I'm sorry. There is a reason why. I don't want to spoil the occasion. I'm sorry. But help me come back. Because the reason is that as a kid, I used to listen to Radio Gambia, and then I would hear lessons of how to grow up to be a kid near my late father. I'm sorry, Saffiatou. I'm very, very sorry. I don't want to do this to you, but I will regard as friend. The man was so important for me. And one of those people that used to do these programs is sitting here. You know? So we have to embrace ourselves. You know? Being a revolutionary is not cosmetic. It is true. So that is it. So if I think of how these people influence my life, it touches me because I think of my father, Bokar Singh. So I will continue and say thank you to the brothers who are there, my dear brother Honorable Sidi Njai, my dear brother Bakari Baji, who is of course a brother in the Gambia and a brother in the United States of America. And then my dear brother there, Mamadou Sabale, and everybody on that table today with Ya Imam Chebo Cham. I say to you, Imam, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, because the Imams and the Ustazis made me. So this miracle is called a brain, mind, and that is the miracle. Now the power of the mind is what Allah has given us. And this mind is how the human being can ask the elephant to go down, it goes down and you ride on it. The power of that mind is how the human being can ask the camel to go down, it goes down, you ride it. The power of the mind is how the human being can use it to train a lion and walk around the streets with the lion. The power of the mind is how the human being made the plane, and we are in an age of aces, where you have the digital world. We are in an age of aces, a digital world that is an outcome of what generations have gathered and processed along the contours of time. We have arrived here today. We remember great men like Einstein, my mentor, the revolutionary mentioned Saffiatou Joof, and others. Well, after making good use of the calculus, they were good mathematicians. It's from their famous calculations and all that, we made a lot of things. But where did they end up? They end up being a philosophers, poets, and writers. If you go on Google, you type Einstein, you see Einstein's quotes. You don't see Einstein's formulas and mathematics. So Saffiatou, you chose the right path. Okay? What is this? Are you telling me I have 1 minute? I cannot do a book review in 1 minute, bro. Okay. So this is it. So these philosophers and writers, from which we can see coded language. Coded language, it was sprang, become what we decode. Let me tell you this. Today we are gathered here to name a baby. And who are the parents of the baby? Poetry, the potent, and mind, the one who is the partner to conceive what the potent partner gave the mind. And that is what the baby is. Who is the custodian? Who is what they call the jatige of these parents? It is Saffiatou Joof. Who is the baby and what is the baby's name? Under the spell of poetry. That's it. Now, who is the guru, guide? Again, is Saffiatou Joof. Now we enter the room to observe the inner side of this baby. But before I go further, I will reflect back on what Mr. Sidi Ajata said right here. He said, language. He talked about language. Okay? Now linguists of all generations are here to speak, and they start my inner feeling again. Do you know how we were colonized? Most of us talk about colonialism and everything. We are dominated, we are retarded, we are this, we are that. Analytics all over the world, intellectual gymnastics rolling around, going up to the asteroids and coming back. It's simple. We were colonized through language. Go through the language we use inside our offices. What do you hear? Minister. It is derived from what? The arrival of the colonialists. If you trace it, it goes back to a theology. What do we have still? What is the change? Permanent secretary. It is permanent, yes. This context keep going inside us. What do you have as proverbs? You hear proverbs and we use them every day. Those proverbs are resounding in our minds. We go out in the street and believe in it. And you, the youths, I'm appealing to you. When I came back to the Gambia, I walked around and then saw some of them and made them laugh near Pipeline Mosque. Said, Uncle Nyonga, Manaye, Bando put no rubber together. And they were all laughing. And they were saying, Uncle Fanda have a rubber, Malin Hamna Subufen, Hamna Ajbi, Hamna Dogit. which is $100, $50, $25. You have to immerse yourself inside their system to understand what affects them. Now the thinker, the linguist said, language is where we should go through. In French, they said la langue a quatre habilités, l'habilité d'écouter, parler, lire et écrire. The ability to listen, to speak, to read, and to write. It brings me back to the time of Amadou Hampâté Bâ. He defended ours at a time when some French were telling him what we were saying is impossible. Amadou Hampâté asked him a question. He asked them, can you show me a language in the world that has not borrowed any word or any sentence from other languages before it was born? They said no. He said then the Africans can write their own language. What should we work on now? Not to complain a lot, because all the revolutionaries in this continent are soliloquizing. They are talking to themselves. The analysts, the activists, look at them, me included. We soliloquize because we use English and French and Arabic and stand on the podium and call ourselves revolutionaries. Which revolutionary are you? You revolutionize your own system to refuse using the person you are saying is dominating you. You are using his tool to talk to him. You are using her tool to talk to her. Then she will continue dominating you. You are not a revolutionary. Revolutionize the language first. That's what the revolutionary was talking about. Okay? Amadou Hampâté Bâ gave us that. So today, most of the countries that have succeeded in the world, China uses Chinese, India using Indian language, Japan uses Japanese language. We have seen some of the first female pilots in the world. They use Arabic language to fly the plane. Is that English? No. Now look, you hear some people in the United States. I was in a classroom one time in Texas and I was teaching, and then one of the ladies, an African American, said, "Hi, Mr. Sai." I said, "Yes." He said, because they call it Sai, S-E-Y. I said, "Yes." He said, "Where is your accent from?" I said, "My accent is from difference." It is absolutely from. If you go to Gambia, we say, "What's the matter with you?" And then you from the American side, you say, "What's the matter?" You have an accent. That is where accent is from. Liberate yourself from that mindset, because we have a problem, and the problem is cultural imperialism. You go on Facebook. I listen to radios when I'm driving my car. What do you hear? Some of you on radios, you hear them say, "You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?" I say, "Look, you know, don't force yourself, because that's slang." In the street of New York, there are other areas you speak it, they look at you. You can have the American accent, but don't speak the slang. Don't look low upon yourself. Be that teacher who used to teach us geography in everyday school. He said he doesn't like the intellectual of the brother and the mother. He said he likes the one who is a brother, mother, you know, because you are liberating yourself from it. Let's be serious about what we do. You know what? I will now go into the book and read one poem that I chose. There is a reason why I chose it, and read another one for us to know what this book is about. But I told the author yesterday when I met her, I will tease her though, you know, the great-great-great-granddaughter of Bursin Kumandofe now writing poems, that's something else. Okay? Now here is one of the poems he wrote, even the source of my pen. "So I condemn the trends our football team player chanted. So I vent, I document, I write it out, while on the oath, there is no God but Allah. Alhamdulillah. Muhammad is the prophet of God, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It gives me torment, hard pain. Here I cast the spell. And what someone want to sell that we Muslims can't buy. Our secret is Allah, our bread is Allah. And here I glorify that He is the only one worthy of worship, and I would extend to say to save us fame without deen, it's a dead brain." Thank you, Saffiatou. That is true. That is absolutely true. So here is another one. She said, "With prayers, many things can come from darkness into light." Well, I think Ustaz Chebo or Imam Chebo can expand on that, but he will tell you, Imam, ngeni nyulu bola bi, janibe bola jang, afoye ko monemu zulumat and nur. There is a fight from the beginning of time. These two have been fighting, light and darkness. And that's what she is trying to exploit from this place. But before I go, I wrote her my own poem. I wrote her a poem, and I want to read that out so that people will hear what I wrote about Saffiatou. Okay? My poem is my pet poem. My pet poem isn't a woodpecker. She is not a woodpecker. She is set to settle in imagination, and imagination is sweeter than knowledge because knowledge has already been acquired, courtesy of Albert Einstein. Imagination is sweet. Knowledge is neither bitter nor sweet. It is the taste bud itself. It's knowledge that tastes to know whether it is sweet or not. My pet poem is like a comet up above the sky. No let and hindrance for this mind in my pet poem. Thought met her in the abstract. Thought does not rot. You have never had rotting thought. It is the cut that mind conceives, and that cut is the cradle of the baby of the brain produced by Saffiatou Joof. My poet is the seed of talent. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Thank you.
I was overwhelmed with this speech. In fact, I lost my brain. I was on diverging lenses. I was jumping over fences like I was on trenches. Sorry, I wanted to imitate Umar Champion, but he's in the building. Bro, forgive my bad English. That was a very beautiful, wonderful statement by our mentor and the book reviewer, who has done justice to the topic. Some of you who were wondering what the poetry book is all about, here you have satisfied your taste because he has read just a piece from this book to ascertain your understanding and to let you know how important the book is. Ladies and gentlemen, may I at this juncture kindly allow the author, Mamadou Sabali, of course I forgot to say Honorable Mamadou Sabali, to kindly do the official launching of the book. Mr. Sabali is an award-winning author and a motivational speaker. Please let's welcome Gambia's pen.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم تبارك الذي بيده الملك وهو على كل شيء قدير. We thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for blessing us with this unique opportunity of coming here today as Gambians. Mandinka Fula, Wala, Jola, and Sarabule, APRC, PPP, NPP, UDP, just coming here as Gambians to celebrate the work of a Gambian, a female Gambian, who's covered her head, and like my sister said, not her brain, whose brain shines through the pages of this book, spreading light in the world, for that is what Allah wants. Brother Esa was talking about Dhulumati wa Nur. It is Nur over Dhulumat. Allahu waliyul ladhina amanu yukhrijuhum min adh-dhulumati ila Nur. And that Nur is shining here, is abiding here, and will continue to shine and abide and rise. وَلَوْ كَرِهَ الْمُشْرِكُونَ. For it is the qadr of Allah that Nur will prevail over Dhulumat. Allahu nuru samawati wal ardh. Mathalu nurihi kamishkatin fiha misbahun lil misbah fi zujajatin zujajatin. Annaha kawkabun durriyun yuqadu min shajaratin mubarakah zaitunatin la sharqiyyatin wala gharbiyya. Shewa mbatukani la diamo ngana sunye mulu. Ni salam la garum kotoma esa bokarsi ako isio fatam fansi molie bar ala diamo duntan na bake. Thank you brother esa bokarsi. I salute you. I honor you for honoring the man who doesn't want to be called honorable, but yet I will call him the Right Honorable Sidi Ajata. Ye bunya, ye horoma, katu ye famma jile, kulin tila, nabe du malaka wara. Oto fese wara de, katu ye famma jile, ni kulin tila tita, akake kunun dingolete. Ba ni ye famma ji, ala di si kandila ne, ni ye tentu, ni ye bunya, mbe duwale si maya la jata kende ya, anin haddi firimo, anin barako ila dimbaya do, anin londo, ye mendo kuja, kila horomoto, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I salute Imam Kewu, my brother Demba El Jame, and my very special brothers in the business of youth work, Honorable Bakari Baji, who when he spoke, I just told him, once a youth worker, always a youth worker, because he spoke very inspiring words. And what I particularly liked about Honorable Baji's speech was his instruction to the young people of this country to read. And I am tasking you this, Honorable Bakari Baji, to launch and implement a reading campaign for the young people of this country. They are distracted with Twitter, with Instagram, with God knows what, that Snapchat, and them all they go use. But on a serious note, we need a reading campaign. Honorable CDI, I think we will sponsor a motion to that effect. And hopefully we'll not just be reading in English and French and Arabic, but Honorable Sidia Jata Yobi Doku Waleke Jan Nung, in Infa Manuel Bakari Sidibe Anamali Manin Kaparikelae, in Infa Manuel the late Bakarawale, icon of politics and journalism, Ila Doku Obigi. Bob Maliko, individual of water, the food is tasty. Na couple de suffering done, Uncle Sidian Tunya Compania, Boy Gangana for your honorable. If a suffering ne. But if you got to emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our mind. How long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? And some say it's just a part. No, it is not. You got to stand up for your right. You got to fight for it. You got to work for it. Do go to letadi alfa yesilu wala ne ko niaji samu yesilu wala na mune ora dingol lem to le nyanta do wakala mon fo fenna ni banko ka aduna ado anina dino anina kamol fenna kamol lem wai Safia, congratulations gaje ngala yaboy and Mrs. Savage, congratulations Magen Dokel ya Safia. Our family here. Nana Frera, I see you. Congratulations. This is a Women's Day. Asabu Shimal, I'm with the Ashabul Yamin. Congratulations, Ashabul Yamin. Fi sidrin maqdudin wa qalbin mamdudin wa dhillin mamdudin wa ma'in maskur. Ntebenyu lela ma ko mala musul le gagne tabi de exam on ngi keta jambi. Safiya la gagne de adum bari muso ye men fo walen ke ngo mure o manke ko ye hatilo muri la way muso kumma yata na ado ko rek muso kumma yata na ya ko rek muso kumma yata na dino ko rek ko Aisha radiyallahu anha jumale hadiso lon ka tamati o don de muso ke dalo kutub mo dum ke wol damati de muso ke dalo kuru dal damati muso be hakilo sotole ala ni mati male kabiri ayo ji tapila kan sallallahu alaihi wasallam alaka nyaadi Muhammad ka do ko wala bam akay ta ji ka do bam ay no nefaye ay iqra bismi rabbikal ladhi khalaq munaka taji Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam kadari Jibril mam dunta yolay munaka ta atata jumale ya atata almami ke wala ya bam fatata mori ke wala ya bam fatata kele ge wala ke wala ya bam Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam ani iqra nuru dunta jumale kam Khadija radiyallahu anha wodoni muso kitabo safi amanya nan tere nawai wodal budo ko so safi ay way congratulations for this beautiful piece of work. It was the great American philosopher Henry David Thoreau who famously said that books are the treasured wealth of the world and the fit inheritance of generations, and nations. He said the authors of these books, they are a natural and irresistible aristocracy in every society, and more than kings or emperors, they exert an influence on mankind. And through this book here, under the spell of poetry, Safia is exerting an influence on mankind. She wrote this book here, like my brother Esa said, printed in the Gambia. Where would it go? A Gambian soldier in the British Army went to their library and saw my book, Saffiatou Joof. He told his colleagues it is written by a Gambian, they could not believe it. So where this book goes, only Allah knows, because I'm sure the digital version is there. Should I spoil your surprise, Safia? The virtual online poetry is also there. So this book goes all over. I saw my son Muhammad in Boston, Mass, would be reading Safia's poetry tonight. It can go very far. But it is an example of what can be done if we have faith and we are committed and we are persistent. Continue to ligay. Banya delu gannaaw banya discourage loolu example la ñu suñu yonente bi wan Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Napoleon Hill, author of Think and Grow Rich, he did research throughout the whole world. The most successful people, he said there was none as persistent as Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And him Allah tells us, Sheikh Mbake, laqad kana lakum fi rasulillahi uswatun hasanatun liman kana yarjullaha wal yawmal akhir wa dhakara Allah. This is our example in persistence. What I found in Safia when I was about to write the forward of this book, I went down to an iCast and I found that she was writing poetry for Observer Light, a print magazine I was running at Observer 6-7 years ago. She never stopped. And that is the only key to the success that Omar Champion is versifying here. He said the key is what? The magic line is, if we are persistent, it was Mary Lee Marison who once said that poetry makes us human. Without poetry and other art forms, the survival of the global planetary consciousness and indeed our very existence as a species is called into question. So poetry is powerful. In our Islamic tradition, they said there is hikmah in poetry. Sheikh Hamza Yusuf tells us that language is the most empowering thing that Allah has given to human beings. And I won't deny that. But he says the human being, we are like monkeys, we are animals, but we are articulate. And Allah puts emphasis on that when he said in his Quran, Ar-Rahman, Allama al-Quran, Khalaq al-Insan, Allama al-Bayan. Allah is so gracious, so merciful that he taught us the Quran. What is the Quran? It's speech. Khalaq al-Insan, Allama al-Bayan. He taught us intelligent speech. That's language. What running out one day come out for? Wallahi fanang internet come out and phone la way. Moyen command Sweden, eko Swedish sol kala fi Gambian wali Gambian ko la kama karan Sweden karan dir la bu ka soto. Ba ni mu masi mo le ti way. Sidia ya ka kele adina wuli ngal ko wala ba mbake la fon ta kele juma le ba be karan ni diga do. Siata le. Gambia challenge di janne la ni kel fa ni mo do. Ala bu lo wuli ba. Kamera alita. Uncle Sidia Minister somewhere and Uncle Sidia for Albulo Sai, Atada Dia Balmaquela. Malika, how many minutes there in Nabariata? Yata and Interpreter, Akonyadi. Okay, sure, okay, Safia, okay, I'm listening to that one. It's Nakala virtualpoetry.gm. Nakala virtualpoetry.gm. www.nnakalvirtualpoetry.gm walen website ti kiankol na bang website long wole men katarao telephone nyati wala ni kata sando ni airport sa veli ka keneba ni keneba wala website ti ala ni sakero be di je brasa fahamo nyama. By the forward, like I said, the anthology right here that we are about to launch will be a priceless addition, inshallah, to our libraries and a bright star in the galaxy of Gambian poetry. I am not asked to give a vote of thanks, but I just, on behalf of Safia, want to thank all the beautiful faces, young men and women, who came to grace this occasion. Bagalibani, eka stadium of funding, but I'm not going to love funding. But if I have a mokele, but it's enough to go and say, oh, bucket, and no brother. Then see the speaker generally, general Baxo in the body, like Malta. Now, was in India, and kind of way for the speak better, and Baxo Diamond and Baron. I couldn't move form a boy of smartness. But in say what a bucket, men be faster. We've seen businesses support this. We thank you. Support that young Gambia has talent, trust me. Londo Bijanne, talent Bijanne. Honorable Bakari Bani, Allah sports levy, do the Safari Alpha. It's a laugh, you pay Makoy Nyadina. Safia, please follow up on that. I want to say congratulations to you again, to your mother. And by the way, please extend our appreciation to President Barrow for sending the delegation and for supporting Safia. We do appreciate that. And on that note, I want to proudly and gladly and happily launch this beautiful galaxy, because it's a galaxy of stars, different poems about our religion, about our culture, about our challenges, about our hopes, about our aspirations, about our politicians of different political persuasion. And that's what I like about Safia. She's inclusive. You know, in the spirit of Nyoko Boka, I happily launch this book, Honoris Kellog's Poetry by Safia Joof. Congratulations, and may Allah bless this work.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, the Gambia's pen, for always inspiring young people. His speech reminded me of Ngugi wa Thiong'o's book, Decolonizing the Mind. We need to decolonize our minds as Gambians to be able to patronize others. I would like to recognize Sister Aminata Dabo from Welingara and her family. Please join hands to welcome Sister Aminata Dabo. And of course, we would like to thank each and every one of you who have contributed towards the success of this event. Honorable Momodu Sabali, we thank you all for coming. And Honorable Booker C, the reviewer of the book, this is why it's important to have elders in our midst so they'll be able to guide us. And by the way, Saffiatou Joof actually is launching her website today, nakalavirtualpoetry.gm. You have heard my mentor, the Gambia's pen, already mentioned that. So without any further ado, I will now have the honor of kindly inviting Imam Sheikh Kebu Cham to make a statement. Please, let's welcome our Imam. Imam, you have the floor.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulihil kareem. Di njëkk a sant Yàlla subhaana suñu borom te ñun ñëpp si moom lañoo dellu di julli si yonentam bu tedd bi di Muhammad doomi Abdillah. Yàlla daf ko yónni pour ñu génne ñu si lëndëm dugal ñu si leer. Yàlla daf ko yónni pour mu noppal ñu. Bugga naa suñ njiit yi suñ kilifa yi ñu xam lii. Yàlla dafa yónni Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam pour mu noppal ñu àdduna noppal ñu àllaaxira. Suñ ko toppee rek ñu noppale ko. Yàlla na Yàlla jàppale si loolu. Kontaan naa torop di ñëw ci ngénte lii ñu nekk ngénte loo xam ne ngénte lu am solo la. mooy suñu sister Saffiatou Joof jërëjëf yal na la yàlla yokk dañ dee dégg ñu ne góor baax na jigéen baax na islam notut jigéen ku wax loolu rek wax na lu amut islam dafa teral jigéen islam dafa ekkati jigéen lenn rek laa bëgg ngeen xam mooy yàlla dafa jël jigéen ni dénk ko góor nekk kilifa loolu rek waaye naan daf ko not amut saabali wax na ko Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam ba mu jëkk a gis Jibril si kan la dem Xadija loolu tax góor ak jigéen baat na lañ kii du mën a dem bàyyi kii islam dafa teral jigéen su ma déggee ñoo xam ne di seen language lañ dee wax ñuy tooñ islam di tuumal islam naan dafa not jigéen dama dee bugg a jooy ngir lan xamuñ islam te xamuñ fan la islam jénnee jigéen tamit amoon na jamono jigéen torox na lool waaye islam a ko gëti su ma la waxee ne am na ñoo xam ne seen diine mooy noonu su góor dee génn àdduna mi ba fi jigéen ji dañoo jël jigéen ji teg ko si kanam jëkkëram lu nga xam ne niw la ñuy sotti ko essence lakkale ñoom ñaar islam moo ñëw xeex loolu arabi suñ toogaan si seen pénc mooy bantaba ñooñu ne ko sa jabar wasin na lu mu am jigéen gàcce moo koy bugg a rey dafay rus du bëgg ko ku bamtuwaat ko alquran mu ne lu may xalaat mooy benn si ñaari mbir ayumsikuhu ala huun ndax daf koy téye si gàcce googu muy rus du mun a ekkati boppam fuy dem rek mu ngi rus ngir lan jabaram lu mu wasin jigéen ñaareele xalaat bi mooy mi gas pax sul ko islam ñëw mu ne wa ida al mawudatu suilat bi ayi dambin qutilat jigéen ñi ngeen ne sul dinañ leen laaj ban baakaar lañ def dañ jar ñu leen ne sul wan Safiya góor baax na jigéen baax na saabali wax na ko mu ne Aïcha radiyallahu anha góor ñi dañ daan dem di sàkku si moom xam-xam te wér na du xamun xadis la wan islam dafa teral jigéen jërëjëf Safiya yal na la yàlla jàppale ndaw ñi waxtu bu ngeen nekk nii dafa am solo torop ndaw ñi yéen a mun a yóbbu réew mi dem si kanam loolu tax nekk leen ñoo xam ne ñu yeewu ngeen bu leen kenn nax ngeen yàq seen réew su ma gisee ndaw moo xam ne dafa yuufa yaas mooy dafa nekk koo xam ne xel mi duy dox dama ko dee yërëm loolu tax borom bi subhanahu wa taala waxtu wii ngeen nekk di nekk ay ndaw dañu ko laaj yowmal qiyaama wa an shababihi fi ma afna mooy ndaw yaayam si lan la ko jeexal soo feelee waxtu bi lu si kanam yëpp danga koy fee waaye soo sogsite nga gañ alhamdulillah lu si kanam yëpp dafay sogsi yal na leen yàlla jàppale dinaa wax ne diine ji suñu waram ñu ñëpp ko moom dinaa bëgg kenn ku nekk suñu yéen mi laaj lan la defal diine député yi toog ministre yi toog lan ngeen defal seen diine toogu bii yàlla séddi la ko nga nekk honorable ñu jox la cër lan nga defal islam billahi yàlla dina leen ko laaj. Allahu akbar. fexe leen ngeen jàppale seen diine ngir diine moo fi njëkk mooy mujj. ku nekk si ñun di nga tëdd suuf te wallahi bés boobu dara du la njëriñ lu dul la nga xam ne moom nga jàppale woon diine. na ngeen jàppale diine. su la yàlla mayee làmmiñ bu saf bu neex wala may la nga mën a bind nga am xalima bu ñaw pen bu saf jàppale diine. farleel dëgg bul farle fen de. kàddu yu ma dégg fii kàddu yu rafet la yu neex waaye bëgg naa ngeen jël kàddu yi ngeen defen diine. lii rek moo ñu mën a mucc. làmmiñ wu neex di farle fen du am barke. ku mën a bind lool di farle fen wallahi du am barke. fexe leen ngeen farle dëgg ngeen xeex fen. benn waay yonent bi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam dafa toog ñu indil ko benn case bi mooy lan dafa am ñaari wujj yu xeex kenn ki jël xeer jam ko wujjam fekk kooku mu ngi ëmb xeer boobu dal si biir bi yaay ji dee doom ji dee te xam ngeen ne islam dafa fonk bakkan si gàttal liir boobu nekk si biir bi te dee ngir lan lor guñ lor yaayam islam du ko bàyyee noonu mi nekk neen déedéet dañoo caaj ka nga xam ne def na ko. suñ ko xaymaaye dinañ ko caaj si juróomi gëléem. mbokki jigéen ja nga xam ne moo def li mi jóg taxaw wax ju neex dinaa ko wax si arab nga déglu ko doo xam lu mu firi waaye di nga gis ne wax ji dafa nekk wax joo xam ne dafa neex. yonent bi alayhi salaatu wasalaam ba mu dogalee loolu waa ji jóg mbokki jigéen ji ku reye mu ne yaa rasulallah déglul baat bi kayfa aghram man la shariba wala akala wala nataqa wala stahalla. déglul baat bi kayfa aghram man la shariba wala akala wala nataqa wala stahalla fa mithla dhalika yutal. nii la ko waxee yonent bi alayhi salaatu wasalaam wax mu ne kii de mbokki seytaane la kii de mbokki njabarkat yi la kii de dafa bokk ak njabarkat yi. xam nga lu tax mi wolo wax ji dafa neex waaye neexaay bi jëlul ko pour farle dëgg daf ko jël pour dàq dëgg. ku fi bind point nga wax ju neex fu mantu doon nag te farle wula dëgg nii ngay mujjee rek. yal nañu yàlla jàppale. fu may daanele suma kàddu mooy jërëjëf Safia yal na la yàlla jàppale. yal na la yàlla jàppale. téere bi nga bind yal na si yàlla def barke. di ñaanal Gambia tamit yal na ko yàlla sàmm. yal na ñu yàlla may jàmm. yal na ñu yàlla dàqal fitna mi dàqal ñu xiif. suñ njiit yu jiite yal na leen yàlla jàppale. lii laa am pour wax di gërëmaat kilifa yi su ma waxee tur rek dinaa juum te bëgguma juum loo tax maa ngi wax assalaamu aleykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
jërëjëf oustaz borom xam-xam mooy xamale kontaan nañ torop si kaddu yi rafet nañ lool yéen tam kilifa yi yàlla na leen fi yàlla bàyyi ngeen yàggal. Thank you so much. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we now are going to witness the most important component of a book launch, which is the pledges. I said earlier on that each and every one of us here will be going home with a book. You know why? Okay. Gentlemen will spend $3,000, $5,000 to buy an outfit, maybe half time. And ladies will spend $7,000 maybe to buy even a more expensive outfit. Their makeup don't come yet. The book is just $500. I would like you to help me, okay, to tell Saffiatou Joof that we are going to sell 10,000 copies of her book tonight. So we are obviously doing two things right now. One, we have a break for prayer, which is normal. But two, we are at the same time making pledges for the book. My brother here will be going around with the microphone, okay? And he also has a piece of paper and a pen. If you want to buy the book, you just pledge. I pledge for 10 copies of the book. You tell us your name, for example, okay? Now, let's have people start pledging for the books. While those of us who will want to go and pray can go and come. We can do this quickly and professionally, smoothly, you know? Yes. Yes. We can, I think we can break for prayer and we come back. Yes, and then we pledge. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you. Let's break for prayer and come back. This is the most important part. We need money. The break is just 5 minutes, huh? Please take note. 5 minutes is the break. Break for prayer. This is your time. Let's support the author. We want to sell 10,000 copies of this book. Already she has sold more than 800 copies even before the launching. So let's make the difference. Let's support her. And it is now your turn to pledge for the book. And I am starting with this row here. Let me start with the high table. There are already people seated there. So as they come in, I'm going to first allow members of the high table to make their pledges before I take the microphone round. Yes, members of the high table. Is any one of you making a pledge for the book? Yes, Gambia Spend, you have the floor, sir. Yes, sir. Honorable Momodu Sabali, the Gambia Spend has pledged for 10 copies. Who is helping us write? Honorable Momodu Sabali has pledged for 10 copies.
I know Honorable CD Javi about it. I don't have a doubt.
Yes, we are having a marathon competition here for books. If the Gambia can make it to the AFCON, my brother, we should be able to make it to the Nobel Prize for Literature. Let's pledge for books. Already, Uncle Sidia has already pledged for his copies. We also have Honorable Momodu Sabali. He has pledged for copies. I want to be done with the members of the high table first before I allow the audience to pledge. Yes. Uncle Sidia has already made his pledge. Thank you all for supporting undisclosed amount. I think the hall is a little bit cold. Maybe it's the AC. Because if people are pledging, we should be clapping for them. People are pledging for 10 copies, 20 copies. Nobody is clapping. My brother, if we can support Gambian music, we should buy Gambian books. Let's make pledges. The audience, I'm seeing all of you. Honorable Silinja, Momodu Sabali said you owe us a book. No problem, sir. Your wishes are granted. No problem, sir. Yes. That's why burning our melway. The guy leka akara yemekani. So that's the problem. Why? Yeah, you know. So that's awesome. That's what we want. We want to see these books must be finished. I am done with that section of the high table. I think they deserve the loudest clap so far. Loudest. Why? Yo, let me go to the other side. Now, as I look around, I can see traditional outfits that are built. Is there anyone who wishes to pledge for the book here? This front seat? Yes, are you pledging? Your company, is anyone pledging for the book? You have already pledged. Thank you for supporting Gambian literature. We are very delighted. Next row, second row after that, I can see my honorable brother Gajigo and the rest of the team. Are you pledging? They have also pledged, yes. You want to say something? Can you tell us, Babkar, help us give him the mic? Yes. On your mic. On disclose. What is his name for the records? For records, we're taking names, yes. Babkar, give them the mic. We want to hear their names. Okay. Thank you so much for buying. Thank you. Yes, the 8 copies. His name? Give them the mic to introduce themselves.
My name is Bubakar Jede.
Okay. Pledging for how many copies?
8 copies.
Where are you from?
Carefinder.
Yes, say it, Carefinder. We need to know. Please clap for Carefinder. If you are lost, they will find you. That is why they are Carefinder. Carefinder, not Penda. Thank you so much, my brother. We are so grateful to you and your company. Yes, somebody's hand is up. As I look carefully, he's a gentleman. He's an Adonis. Sir, yes, you want to play? How many copies?
20.
Okay, 20 copies. Lolo de jarna tachu. Lolo mom, dega lolo jarna tachu. Yeah, 20 copies never tachu. No. Abdullah Njai, thank you so much for pledging for 20 copies. You know, I already skipped Team Bob and the rest. My brother, I see you. And somebody said you are Mbarle. Sir? Mbarle. Microphone. You are pledging?
We have funding pledging for a copy.
Yes. Okay, so funding, how many copies are you pledging for and what's your name? Your surname, rather.
I am funding Jai.
Okay.
Building material.
All right, thank you for supporting Saffiatou Joof. Now, in order to save time, because I will not be able to go, you know, oh, sorry, before she has the floor, I am going to give the microphone to Bob. I think he wants to say something, or he already pledged for 20 copies. Bob Keta has pledged for 20 copies. Let's celebrate him. Thank you, Team Bob, for supporting Saffiatou Joof. She's very happy right now. I can see her nodding. Yes, Ambassador wants to pledge. Sir, you have the floor.
I'm pledging recurring expenditures. 30 books every month, 3 books. My daughter will come for the prize.
Sophia, you are already a millionaire. Yes, you had that. 30 copies and every month. And his daughter will come for the books. Please, let's celebrate our uncle for the pledge. So, Madam, you have the floor now.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen. Mr. MC, please allow me to stand on existing protocol since we are pressed for time. And when you give Nene the mic, you put her under so much pressure if you give her time. So I'll try to limit myself within the time given. I greet everybody on the high table. I see my brother smiling, Modu Sabali. But then I am so delighted this evening, so ecstatic, yet humble, not only because my sister has asked me to give a statement, but sitting there listening to everybody talk, everybody speak. And of course, the landed Imam spoke, and of course, made emphasis to how God has held women so high. That really touched my heart. If I had come here and stood and talked about women, you were like, Jigen la mota. But of course, ñom jege nañ Yalla, xam nañ lan la Quran di wax, xam nañ lan la Yalla wax ci jigéen, mu ñëw toog fi ni sédel ko dafa tooyal suma xol torop. Ma nekk koo xam ne dama fonk jigéen, read naa ci Bible bi lu jigéen wax. By the way, I'm a Christian Catholic. And read naa ci Quran bi a special book, An-Nisha, the woman, meaning the woman, jigéen, lim wax ci yëfi jigéen. Cëral jigéen bi nga xam ne fourth surah bi, fourth chapter bi, dañ ko jaxleel jigéen. 176 ayas yëpp pour yëfi jigéen kon ñun jigéen yàlla ñu teral nañ leen teral suñu boppa bés bi it mu doonaat loo xam ne Safiyatu doon ndaw doon jigéen am xel di xalaat su ma kër boo fa ñëwee damay waxalee ku ci def dara ma ne la xel pour xalaat la du pour toog ci xamee nañ ma ko kër ku def dara da ngaa ne anti nee na mu ne xel pour xalaat la mu use xelam def lu rafet lii nii li muy xalaat li muy fiil li muy jëflanteel li muy jànkuwanteel jël ko def ko ci bug iñaanut ci pour séddoo ko ak askan bi séddoo ko ak àdduna bi yëpp kon Safiyatu yow ñuy la wax ngàcce ngaalaama kenn du yow liñ ma tas nag tey I was asked to talk on nurturing talents in youth, the young people. But I asked myself, having birth today, I'm going to talk about nurturing talents. But before you nurture talents, you must first of all harness the talent in the young people. They first of all need to recognize the talent in them before it is nurtured, before it is protected, before it is guarded and guided. And that's what we need to do. And I asked myself, what is talent? Thinking while having a shower. It's not all about what we display, the worldly things. I quickly advised myself that talent is love. Talent is integrity. Talent is accountability. Talent is empathy. Talent is service to humanity. Talent is influence. And talent is our faith to the Creator, because without Him, we cannot be. Now I start by saying, as young people, we need to start processing a strong sense of citizenship responsibility. As young people, we each need to be unafraid to allow our mindset to reflect our views and our values, ethical and morals, and be able to acknowledge them as our own and taking responsibility for each of our actions as ours. I tell you today, do not be known for the promises you don't keep, but rather your word should be your bond. Young people, we need to be able to stand in your no and stand for your yes. No to the things that do not honor you. No to the things that don't bring you joy. No to the things that don't bring you peace. And of course, say no, an absolute no to the things that don't honor you, and you don't have to explain your no to anybody. We have to move out of the fear of venturing into things. We are not required to be loyal to people that treat us badly or less than we deserve. Our engagements, our interactions, and all our dealings in life must be hinged on honesty, commitment, tenacity, integrity, courage, and non-negotiable principles. It will do us a lot of good and probably change the sound if we remind ourselves daily that we are a perfect and unique representation of all that God is. Then we will find that we are equipped to handle anything as young people. Let's work to earn it. Let's work to earn things in life. No shortcuts. We have to earn it. If we do earn it, we have to keep it. We work hard to keep it, protect it, guide it, and guard it. Let's not waste time on hesitation or procrastination. Let's not be in it for the race, but for the grace. Do it for the love, then money will follow. As young people, we need to change our language from that of a privilege to that of a right. We all often hear young people are the future leaders. Since when I was a young girl, young people are the future leaders. I am 40 and I haven't become a leader. When are we become leaders as young people? Let's ask ourselves. When will we become the leaders of now? Let us together break the bias, and change the status quo. I believe, though, that is happening right now. Looking at the young, smart, intelligent boys and girls, everybody that has performed here, and Saffiatou, a case in point, we can do it. And the change has started to happen. I feel it right here, and I believe it's going to transcend when we leave this room. As youth, you need to use your voice as a vehicle to uplift, to inspire, and to impact lives. As young people, aspire to become a blessing to people's lives. Seek knowledge to enable you have a mind of your own. But also become determined young people prepared to make your own mark, like Saffiatou has just did. And also, where former leaders have failed and present leaders still continue to fail, you as young people are able to improve upon that. Now, I am not saying that you should be perfect, not at all, because perfection is only in God, the Creator. Be in control of your own life. Write your own story. Write it yourself. Be the script writer, be the director, be the producer, and the actress of your own play. And at any point in time, you don't like how the play is going, you change the script. Be in control because it is yours. When given a lemon, make lemonade off of it. You can either sell it, you can either give it away. If it's left over, please drink it off to sleep because it's yours. It's an opportunity you own and make something out of it. As young people, we need to create things. Let's not wait for handouts. Saffiatou had a talent, a skill. She didn't sit on it. She created this to help each one of us to learn from it. She didn't wait for help because the talent in the head is not owned by anybody. And to pull it out does not require anybody to pull it out. Right now, we are here pledging because she created and we are here to help and support. If you don't create, you will not get the help. Get out there and create. If you are even going to cut from the tree to sell chewing stick, shape it in a way that you own it and it's a Nene brand, it's your own chewing stick that anybody that wants a chewing stick will think about that chewing stick that Nene created, that Nene sells, and everybody will be running for it. You own it and nobody is going to take it from you. It is possible. It is really, really possible. What we saw here happen in this room shows that it is possible. We can do it in the Gambia, for the Gambia, by Gambians. We can do it. But what I want to tell you is whatever you create, it should be created with standards. It should be created with quality. You don't rush it because when you rush it, you miss it. And when you create it, it needs to depict our culture as Gambians, as Africans. It needs to depict our morals as a people. And of course, it needs to have a deep sense of faith in our God, our Creator, as faithful people, as faithful Gambians. As people say, how do you eat an elephant? When somebody tells you eat an elephant, you say, oh, it's too big. But no, it is possible. You eat it one bite at a time, and you will end up finishing the elephant. So by that saying, I mean, it is possible, we can do it. To my gorgeous sister Saffiatou, please do not allow anybody to obstruct your march to destiny, because it is well with the Lord. They may try to delay you. They may try to stop you, because this is Gambia. This is Africa. This is us, Black people. We don't create. When anybody creates, we try to stop it. But don't allow anybody to stop your destiny. What you have done in this book, my girl, you were brilliantly eloquent in the book. You fabulously presented every piece in this book. And though you were brutally honest. Liggéey nga def ba am lii parce que liggéey rek mooy dëgga liggéey jaamu yàlla la ku liggéey nga am te ku liggéey yàlla jox la Saffiatou liggéey nga yal na la yàlla fay ci li nga def may doon déglu benn mag biir Sénégal muy waare ma bugga indi waare googu tey fii pour jottale la ko yow it pour doole la parce que jigéen buy liggéey amuñ dara pour def ko lu mooy dooleel ko yokk ko aar ko iir ko te it ñaanal ko yàlla li kooku wax mooy ne bugga du ñàkk fayda kon yow Safia dama ne bugal te bugal ku ne bugal ngir ñaar bugal ba muy neex bugal ba muy métti baax bu ëppa du dox kon baaxal parce que loolu rek a am solo nit rek la suufeel tuuti lal sa boppa parce que yàlla boo suufeelal sa bopp mu ekkati la te ekkati yàlla moo gën lu nekk déggu du soxor ku déggu ñu ne da nga soxor waaye it dégg ko rek xamal li nga xam parce que yàlla moo wax ne nit da nga war a déggu ci toppa yàlla la bokk tey du bari tiitaar teeyal ci sa waxin teeyal ci sa jëfin teeyal ci sa doxin waaye it tiitaram mandu du ñàkk kersa mandul lu dul sa bos mandul ci loo bokkut mandul ci loo xamut du ñàkk kersa ci diine la bokka ci toppa yàlla la bokk boo ko defee rek di nga dem te di nga sori te di nga am rus du ragal boo teeyee seet dañu ne dafay rus bu dafa ragal du rus du ragal lu bokk ci nit la te ñàkk jom dañuy wax ne lu bari la lay indil bañ a la ñàkk jom rusal waaye xamal sa soxla ma jeexal di la wax ne bañ ku la yab du bari affaire jigéen da ngay bari affaire jigéen da ngay fonk sa bopp da ngay bugg sa bopp te bu ragal nag ku la ne da nga bari affaire xamal sa waaw xamal sa déedéet te taxaw ci kem ak tànk yu dëgër xam ne xam nga kuy yow te kenn waru la koo wax Safiyatu duma la ne buleet waaye def nga fi lu ne fanga kon doo ngàcce ngaalaama jànk sa gannaaw ba ndal
I'm sorry, thanks. Is Usman Gaku here in the hall? Usman Gaku. I want to donate these 15 books to the Association of Gambian Muslims. I understand now, you understand now both the female and the youth, they have joined them together. Usman Gaku used to be the president.
He was.
Is he? Now who's the president?
I don't know, but the secretary, this one.
Yeah, I want to donate this to the secretary, both the male and the female wing. Can you come? Can the president of the female wing come?
Okay.
Yeah, that's the, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's 15 books for both the male and the female. Oh, okay.
Thank you. Team Bob. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to very kindly invite the Secretary General of the Gambia Muslim Students Association at the University of the Gambia, Mr. Omar Sisay, to make a statement. Please, let's appreciate Omar.
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Salatu wassalamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Greetings, Chairperson, respected members of the High Table, ladies and gentlemen, and especially our reason of gathering here today, Saffiatou Joof, for her impeccable achievement, and our honor of extending our invitation to the University of the Gambia Muslim Students Association, and myself as a guest speaker to this event to talk on the theme, the role of Muslims in the realm of Gambian literature. Basically, I am Omar Sise, and I'm here in the capacity of the Information Minister of the University of the Gambia. So what do we do as an association? Basically, MSA was formed last year in October, and ever since we've been engaging in Islamic activities. Because for far too long, we've realized that the University of the Gambia has been overshadowed with activities that, of course, would earn them lots of fun, but we felt so exclusive as Muslims. So to that, we came up with an association to do the following activities: Dawa sessions, monthly seminars, which we last had with Hamad Jaite. We also would have massive cleansings, yearly conferences, which with the yearly conference and the inter-school Quranic competition, we are about to have one probably in this November before it passes. So we also have iftar distributions. We have feeding the poor and the needy, which we have remarkably achieved lately with the help of Ummah Welfare Foundation. So without them, we are nothing to say. So they have been our shoulders to lean on, and for that we thank them so much, because they do not only believe in the people that are rendering the affairs of the association, but also the vision we have, which is introducing a face of modesty in the University of the Gambia. So basically, ladies and gentlemen, my speech would be centered on the role of Muslims in the realm of Gambian literature. So first I would like to say, ask a question, probably. How many of us here read? Please, if you do, you can raise your hand with me. How many of us here read? I mean, not one book in 3 years. I mean, many books in a year. How many of us do that? Please, let's raise our hands. Do this with me. I don't want my speech to be just a speech. Let this be conversational. How many of us read? Raise your hand with me, please, if you read. How many of us eat Benachin here? How many of us eat Benachin? I expect all of us to be doing that. Okay, so what about frog soup? How many of us eat frog soup? Frog soup. Yes, frog soup. Okay, in our mind, some of us are like, what? Frog soup? Yes, frog soup. You know, the same way we bet on what we feed our stomachs should be the exact same way we bet on what we feed our minds. Ladies and gentlemen, studies show that our subconsciousness does not filter what's good and bad as we read. It sucks everything in. And psychology will tell you that the human mind is the human being, because it is that mind that determines who we are, our beliefs, our attitudes, our behavior, and everything about a human being. Look, when a friend told, I could remember when a friend told Chernagay, reading is important. You know Chernagay, right? Yeah. The Gambian poet. He told Chernagay, reading is important. Chernagay looked at him for a moment and sensibly remarked, when you read the right books there. Look, we all know reading is important, but what many do not know is how important it is to know what exactly is good enough to read. How many of us here have experienced reading influencing us in a way or another? How many of us? You know, when the sport minister stood here, he said, read, because whatever you read, you learn something from it. So how many of us have reading influenced us at some point in our lives? How many? Help me, raise your hand with me if you have ever had reading influenced you. So none of us. Hello? If you're ever influenced by reading, kindly raise your hand with me. Reading anything, I mean. Thank you. So we learn that Bhai Malewada said, you are what you believe. And the human mind is the human being, because it is what determines who we are. So how do we ever filter what we feel? Do we ever think about what reading does to us, to our mind, and to our subconsciousness? Do we ever think about this? Most of us read and tend to use beautiful phrases we come across in a book, or we tend to use the same ideas a character used in our daily lives to implement it. And you know why we do that? Because reading is influential, but many of us don't pay attention to this. So what does this have to do with us as Gambians? So reading, I would continue in two basic importance of reading, which is reading helps in self-exploration and good values. It imparts good values. So when you read, you have to. It serves as an escape or an adventure. All of us know that. Every reader knows that. If you read, it either serves as an adventure or an escape. You read books, you learn about people, you learn about ideas, you learn about things you have never ever heard of in your life. You find them in books. So let me remind you about this. The African still mourns and hates part of his story. The portrayal of the norms and his values, his culture and hospitality, because of his refusal to be the first to utter his own story. The African still mourns about that. Now, quite the opposite is who we are. Quite the opposite of who we are is what the European literature was into. European literature showed out to the world since its emergence. Now, what do we do as Gambians about this? To remedy this, as Africans, as Gambians at large, we need to answer the root cause of the problem. The root cause of this problem was because the Africans were not writing. They chose to let the white to write their story for them first. And that haunted them ever. So what are we as Gambians if we do not sit back and write our own story for ourselves? At the very own time it's demanding. Now, the African, like the Gambian, is a cultured and a religious country. The Gambia is a cultured and a religious country. All of us know that because it's been showcased time and again, now and forever to go. But it's been so long that Gambia's children had lazy and watched the European literature cripple us with the norms and the values and the ethics it has been embodied with. And for so long, we've watched. We have writers in the Gambia here. We have Muslim writers especially, with the local faculty, who are going to be genius writers, like the likes of Safia here. She published a book, which everybody was in dire need to get and read. We have many of them in the Gambia here, many Gambian writers who could possibly be genius in the writers' arena, who have their loaded faculties, and with that, they can portray our norms and values, our culture, and our religious teachings in a very beautiful and a unique style, which we haven't done for long. So let me tell you, at the end, when the African realized how tainted his story was portrayed to the world, few of our iconic sons rose with pens that were only forged to right the wrong that were made to its nation. And with that, they've succeeded. So there is time, ladies and gentlemen, there is so much time for us to wrong what the European literature has done to us as youth of the country. Basically, every lady in the Gambia will tell you, I read. And we all know that. What do they read? From what part? What's in what part? What's in what part, ladies and gentlemen? We tend to develop a world or a fantasy, or a world of fantasy in the realm of marriage, in the realm of love, in the realm of religion, in the realm of ethics, in the realm of attitudes, because we read what the white man feels, what the right man feeds us. So there is time, ladies and gentlemen, to change. Now, what do we do with it? Are we going to give our people a different religious ethics with our unique culture, or are we just going to allow the European literature to slowly but surely dictate our perceptions, our culture, our attitude, our behavior, and dictate our homes to ones we will never fit in? Ladies and gentlemen, what do we do? Who do we want to write our story? Whose story do we want our sisters and our daughters to read? Whose influence do we want to influence our sisters and our daughters? The Islamic teachings or the European literature, which do not
Salam. Kontaan nañ jërëjëf. Can I say Dr. Bukashi, if that's the correct? Yes, sir, our able author, prolific author. Please let's celebrate our book reviewer. You're welcome, sir. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for supporting young people. We are very grateful to you and to everybody here.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
This one goes to Mrs. Abilaka or Olubu. I cannot pronounce this name. I need to drink Coca-Cola or Fanta. But if the person is here, is it possible you kindly come forward? Let me just say Madam Obotola. Is she here? Yes, please let's celebrate Madam Obotola. A round of applause. Women are leading. Women are changing the narratives. And let stories be told about them and what they do. Let me check my grammar. She taught Saffiatou English, so is a former English teacher. Please let's appreciate teachers. Thank you, Ma. Thank you so much.
Okay, you just did it. Thank you. Okay, congratulations.
Yes, please let's celebrate them. In case you are looking for mentors, the house is full of people who are mentors already. Please.
Very important presentation.
Okay, please take them as your mentors. Their doors are always open. They are always supporting young people. So please let's honor and appreciate their good service. Thank you, Honorable Minister. You may have a seat. My boss, sir, Your Excellency, sir, you may still remain, sir, for the next presentation. Yes, sir. I am pencil, your pen. Thank you, sir. The next name is Honorable Usman Manjang. Do we have Usman Manjang around, or his representative probably? Yes, let's join hands. Thank you. Bakari Amen Alade. Make sure we jump up. Thank you, my brother, for coming. Bakari Mansari Konate. Thank you for your support and for supporting Saffiatou Joof. She is so grateful, and her family. Do we have anyone from the Gambia Tourism Board or Ministry of Tourism? You don't, can I say Ministry of Tourism and Culture, Arts and Culture?
MC Cham is here.
Okay, MC Cham, please come. I think I will invite a writer, probably in the house, to receive this. Do we have Kausu Sane here? Otto, Kausu Sane? No. Okay, Kausu is here. Let's celebrate Kausu. Kausu is one of the authors who recently launched his book in Pirai Tenda after Basse. He wrote his poetry book, Tribal Grudges. Okay, thank you for the book, Kausu. Please receive this on behalf of the literary community. Uncle Fode Balde from the publishers, thank you. Saffiatou says thanks to you and your company and to everybody. Next name. Next name is Madame Seinabu Saulo Toure. Silon, okay. No more judgment. I'm this one na janga France. Anyways, is she around? No. Okay. Next name, please. My honorable is so energetic. I can still see him standing. Can cage us. Cameras, you get that? You can cage us. Next name is Madame Nene Frida Gomez. Please, let's celebrate her. Firdaus. Let's celebrate her. She gave a very powerful speech, and I hope ladies in the building will emulate from her, and then you believe in yourselves. You can all do it in her words. Okay? Let's make the lemonades out of the lemons. I learned that from her. Thanks so much.
Okay, you can stand here, Madam Firdaus.
Very much. I just wanted to take just a minute to say I am dedicating this to the treasured women warriors, whom that Saffiatou has really dedicated a piece, 2 poems in the book, if you open at page 12. And Treasure Women Warriors, it's a group, a women-led organization. In excess of 7,000 women are in this network across the region, 7 regions of this country. So that really is appreciated, and that tells you that Saffiatou supports women, and when you support women, you go to higher heights. So Saffiatou's work is going to go across the country, because by the time we've pledged to buy books, take it to all these women in the regions within the network, Saffiatou's work is going to be a household name in this country. So as women, let's come together and support each other. Let's be partners and collaborators and not competitors. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, the Treasure Women Warriors. Women are warriors, so please let's appreciate them. I recognize the Catch group. I just, before I hand over this, I would like you to celebrate the Catch group. I think it's husband and wife. Catch group. You know, so they they have been here with us, and they definitely did extremely well. So thank you so much for coming. The next presentation is for Aja Kerinjai late, please. Yes. Yes, so please let's invite Aja to receive her certificate award. No problem. Yes, you may remain standing there. Okay. It's okay, it's all decent. Madam, please come, let's celebrate our mommy for her artwork, and thank you for contributing to the success of this program. We appreciate your support. And thank you for this speech. It was motivational and quite brilliant.
Oh, okay, she's taking an. Oh, my sister is taking a picture.
Thank you, Mohammed L.W. Kani. Is the person here or representative? Mohammed is here. Where is, okay. Oh, that's Mohammed L.W. Kani. Please let's celebrate him.
Oh, chef. Thank you. Cheers. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes, and next is the Dutch group. But before I do their presentation, I would just want Honorable Savali, to help us present this to the Minister of Youth and Sports. Honorable, sorry for bringing you back. You know, we definitely know you are a minister who is youth friendly, and the youth here are definitely looking up to you. Thank you for supporting us. We are so grateful.
That's what the minister.
Absolutely. Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you.
Yes, so I will now allow Honorable Momodu Savali to take his seat. Let's clap for the Gambia's pen. And I will allow my honorable brother from the group to do the next presentation. So please come forward, yes, to do the next presentation. What's the other name, please? But we appreciate him. And Uncle Kebu Cham, who was also here, he left. We have an award for him. These imams are all our mentors. We say thank you. Next. We have the Muslim Students Association of the University of the Gambia. Please, Secretary General, come and receive this. Help us kindly present this, sir. Congratulations to the Muslim Students Association of the University of the Gambia for the artwork. We really appreciate your collaboration in this huge project. Hasum Sise, Director General, National Center for Arts and Culture, is not around, but thanks to them. Thank you very much. Next, we have Aja Maimuna Yadali Savage. Mommy, madam, please come forward to receive your certificate if she's here. If not, we say thank you to her and the team. Oh, somebody is coming, yes. So, he has thousands of busy things to do, but he is with us. Yes, so please receive the certificate on behalf of Aja Maimuna Yadali Savage. Congratulations and thank you so much. I'm in.
Thank you. Thank you.
Saffiatou Joof. Thanks to Gaj Group for the support. We are so grateful to your company. And those in the audience spent. Honorable Mohamed Savali, thank you for inspiring a multiple generation of young people. We are very grateful to you for the mentorship.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Forward to present the next certificates. Let's celebrate Bob Keda. He's in chorus, the man in chorus. Please come and help us present the next certificates. Team Bob. Nobody is saying it. Team Bob. Team Bob. I don't say chewing gum, not chewing gum. I see you chewing extra chewing gum. Chew it properly. Yes, so Bob will kindly help us present this to, yes, any one of the certificates. Is this person here? Oh, okay. That's for him, so he cannot give it to him. And next one. Yeah, just put it here. Okay. Now, let me invite Mr. Umar Sise, Secretary General, Gambia Muslim Students Association, to receive his certificate. Bob, kindly help us with the presentation. And audience, kindly help us appreciate them. Appreciation. Wow. Gambia, we appreciate it. Man sen tatu yi moma de ne. Moy tatu yi de mel ni soy faret ni nyambi. Oh, aywa nyambi mo ne. Yes. Next person is Imam Ustaz Kebu Cham in absentia. Next, I invite Madam Zena Musa Dabo. Please come and receive this. Let's appreciate Madam Zena Musa Dabo. The husband is here. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Behind every successful woman, there is always a great man. You see, that's why the husband is here. Definitely. Let's celebrate him. Thank you, Uncle. I hope Minister Baji will not level me a talkative. I'm also a comedian writer. Never mind, I will start making millions from comedy. And next, we will invite the representative from Lead Properties, if the person or somebody is here. Lead Properties. Anyone from Lead Properties? Okay, we skip that. Bob is not tired. My brother is not tired still. One more before you take your seat. Next, please. Honorable Alifa Sala, who is not also here. We still appreciate him. Thank you so much, Honorable. And may I invite, I have the honor of inviting this time a woman, Madam Nene. Let's celebrate both of them. Yes. Yes, yes, just give it to me. I will do the presentation. Yes, so Lead Properties, Bob, help us do the presentation to Lead Properties. Congratulations, thank you, Lead Properties, for the support. We trust in your part, Bob Keta himself. And Gambia Talent, thank you for having us live, and all the rest of the media houses here. I see all of you, Paradise TV, N24, QTV, Fine TV. You know, I see all the TVs, Fatu Network. We are so grateful to the media. I don't want to mention names and omit others, you know, but all of you are doing amazing well. Bob, you may have a seat. Thank you so much. Let's appreciate him. Next, I would like to invite Madam Nene Frida. Will you mind if you still remain here? Hello, Madam. Will you mind if you still remain here to do the next presentation? This certificate goes to Adam Young, author Adam Young, the author of Agony and Misfortune. Let's celebrate her. Adam, please come and receive your certificate. Thank you so much. Yes, Madam, you may now have a seat. Ladies and gentlemen, let's clap for everyone who actually supported this program in one way or the other. All the partners, the sponsors, individuals, you are all appreciated. The individual certificates will be presented later. I cannot call all of them here. Now I would like to invite Adam Nyang to tell a story, and the poets will do their poetry. Adam Nyang, you have the floor. Yes, Adam Nyang, you have the floor to come and make a presentation. Hello, let's remain seated. Adam Nyang, you have the floor to make your presentation. Poet Nas Jovis, be on standby. Poet Mento Boy, all of you, the poets in the building. And ladies and gentlemen, I know you are all overexcited. Let's remain seated, please. Those of you who will wish to have photos, the author is not yet done. She hasn't spoken. Remember, Saffiatou Joof's speech is coming next, immediately after this. So it will be so important for you to witness her speech. Immediately after this, we are going to have Saffiatou Joof give her vote of thanks, and that will mark the end of the session. So please, we implore on your patience to remain seated. Yes, Adam, you have 1 minute. The floor is yours. Thanks, huh? Let's remain seated. Yes, right now. Saffiatou has the floor, and I will be very much obliged if you all remain seated. Thank you.
I felt that the balloons of this hall are excited. That today we believe to set a new record, where young people will have no fear for the future. The battle of tears, I was afraid of failure. But I embraced my weaknesses, accepted my critics, bounds and rebounds again. And I refused to let my tears drop again. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, dignitaries, invitees, and honorable special guest speakers. I will first of all thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for giving us strength to witness this day. This is a breakthrough in terms of literature in the Gambia. I will just give a little flashback towards my story. How the spell started spreading within my genes. That today Gambians will have a copy of my genetics into every household, because this is my target. This was a little girl who was a dreamer from an underprivileged family whose mother was a market vendor, but never willing to teach her children the journey of life and what it means to lead. I arose from that succulent plant of the earth to tell you that no condition is permanent. The life of an evergreen palm tree, which I soldiered and never feared to face the battles. From multiple disappointments to backstab to the goal of what I am today. We learned from those difficult experiences and decided to build bridges within our lives. There I wonder what the world could have been without some special people in my life who sacrificed their resources just to make me smile. To understand that nothing could be achieved rapidly without proper education. I am urging young people to know that those who criticize you should motivate you, because this is what I was taught as a little girl. You have to be persistent in what you choose to be. Learn to be focused and believe that nothing, I mean nothing, is impossible. From the famous quote of Barack Obama, whom I always watch one of his best speeches, you can't let your failures define you, right? You have to let your failures teach you. For that being said, we are all winners. It does not matter what background that one came from, but be rest assured, your struggle will be your success one day.
Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you all for your support, and specifically Gambians that came all out to make sure that everything goes as planned. Ajarama, Mdikati, Allah Baraka, Jeff. Special thank you goes to my sponsors that went an extra mile to make this dream happen. I can tell you that I have faced the future with a battle and I'm not going to get it down. It's going to be up forever, inshallah. Thank you.
If you want to receive monies from UK, Europe, USA, Canada, Switzerland, and the rest of the world, Supersonic's money transfer has got you covered. With the largest payout network in the Gambia, you can now receive your monies anywhere you are, from Kartong to Koina, with less hassle. Yes! You can receive monies from your family and friends in UK, Europe, USA, Canada, Switzerland, and the rest of the world with our safe, secure, fast, and convenient service that offers you the largest selection of payout locations in the Gambia. Supersonic's Money Transfer. We are currently in 34 African countries and counting, giving you quality money remittance services that are second to none. Visit the Google Play Store or the Apple Store today to download the Supersonics Money Transfer app and enjoy excellent money transfer services only with Supersonics.